are at the east entrance of Yosemite National Park. Adam flew out with me. This sign might be in the way. Yeah, we're heading into the park. Freaking excited. Tomorrow's the last day that the Backcountry permit office on the east side will be open, and only a few weeks left of the Tioga Road being open. So we're freaking stoked that we get to do a night in the Backcountry in Yosemite's Tuolumne Meadows area. But yeah, super excited. Check out Adam's stuff. Left the parking lot, Soda Springs. It was really just a pull off of the Tioga Pass Road. Man, beautiful area. I've always wanted to explore this area of Yosemite. Mostly stuck around the Valley, Wawona area, but this is, I'd say you don't really experience Yosemite until you visit the Tioga Pass, the Tioga Road, the Tuolumne Meadows, Tuolumne, however they say it.
So this stretch of trail that we decided to do is actually part of two very well-known trails, the John Muir Trail as well as the Pacific Crest Trail. And this is just some of the most captivating backcountry that I have ever had the privilege of hiking through. It is absolutely beautiful, and we knew we had a daunting task ahead of us carrying all this gear out into the wilderness, but we knew that the views would be well worth it. We knew it would be a rewarding trip.
There we go. All right, we're just leaving Soda Springs parking lot, headed to Glen Aulin Backcountry Camp. It's like 3:30 on a Thursday, mid-October, just insanely perfect conditions. So we took off from the Soda Springs trailhead there. 6 miles, I would say 4 miles of that was flat and absolutely beautiful. I mean, you turn around the next tree or the next rock, and it's just a completely different view. So absolutely stunning hike. And then it was some ups and downs, and you start to see a lot more of the rocks, the water flowing through the rock formations.
Previous week, I had been in Yosemite on a family vacation down in the southwest corner of the park, and there was actually some weather starting to roll in, some of the fall weather, which means rain at lower altitudes, snow at higher altitudes, including the Tioga Pass Road, which is where we would be on this trip. And there's really only a few weeks, maybe 3 or 4 max, that window of time where you can still drive the road as well as access the backcountry before it gets too snowed in. Of course, late October then it is closed for the winter, and you don't actually get to, you can't get back in from the east side until the spring of the following year. So we knew there might be a chance of some weather, but the forecast looked good, and we really did get the perfect time in the park. We really hit it at the right time.
The last 2 miles of this trail was pretty rugged. I'm blown away at how they built these trails, but it's just absolutely beautiful out here. We have confluence of 2 rivers coming together, and then they actually flow down into a valley and split. So it's kind of like a cross of 4 rivers here, which is beautiful. But man, I could spend days here, and there's trails everywhere to explore.
I'm really excited that I was able to get Adam to come along with me out to Yosemite. And of course, the whole point of this trip was to feature Film Convert, which is a plugin that I've been using for years and really love. And I put it on pretty much everything, and I love how it's turning out on this project. On top of featuring Film Convert, I wanted to feature Adam's work and Adam's life, and he's just a really great friend of mine who is also a phenomenal videographer and photographer, and just a very extremely talented, creative person. And he even goes into some detail in his video of the scholarships that he was offered but turned down, and just really grateful to have him along on this trip. Because of our late start leaving Reno and then arriving at the park around 3 and getting our backcountry permit and then on the trail around 3:30, we ended up hiking probably the last mile in the dark, completely dark, and the moon wasn't even up at the time. But finally made it to the Glen Aulin High Sierra camp, which at night looked pretty cool, and in the daytime it looked way cooler. But we were exhausted, so we really didn't even eat. We kind of just set up camp. Adam got a few time lapses of me setting up the tent, and then went up on this small hill to look over this canyon and get a time lapse. And
we just woke up about 10 minutes ago.
What up?
And
What's up?
we're going to retrieve Adam's camera. He set up a time lapse on the
If it's still there.
little hill. I'm sure it's still there. Man, this is just insanely
Incredible.
beautiful. I mean, you just wake up, there's this beautiful stream running through, waterfalls over there. We'll get some footage, show you guys. If you ever get to come do the backcountry in Yosemite, it'll be the best experience of your life. We're hurting pretty bad. Our shoulders are killing, so it's about 9 o'clock right now. We're gonna rest for a bit and then put our packs on, because it's a good uphill climb back up to where it flattens out, but we'll get some really nice shots up there. You can't get a bad shot in Yosemite. It's really incredible.
so after a night of tossing and turning, as usual, sleeping pads aren't the most comfortable. But anyway, had a rough night, and finally woke up. Took us a while to just wake up, and we wanted to at least enjoy the moment, enjoy the area, but we also knew we needed to get back on the trail because we had heavy packs and we didn't want to be hiking in the dark again. So we got up, we made some breakfast, went to retrieve Adam's camera and check out the time lapse, but it was actually so cold where he left it overnight that it shut the camera off, but still got a cool shot.
Hike was beautiful. The scenes were amazing, especially immediately. We killed so much time in the beginning where we got to camp after dark, because the scenes immediately were amazing. So we stopped for so many shots, but it was like we had the little push to keep moving. But then we got through, we kept seeing all these amazing things. Even when it was dark, we could see just enough of like waterfalls, and it was incredible. It's freaking Yosemite.
The day before, when we picked up our backcountry permits, the ranger mentioned that it would be really cold out, and so when a ranger says cold, I'm expecting, probably single digits, maybe the teens. But we woke up, our water bottles weren't frozen. We were actually really warm overnight. We both had 0-degree bags, and as far as warmth, we were great. So the ranger kind of got it wrong on that one. It was a really great night. I have to say that. We didn't sleep much, but it was still a really great night. And no frost on the tent, no water bottles frozen, no condensation inside the tent. So it was really really not a bad time, especially for early October when it's getting cold up in the High Sierra. So we hung around the Glen Aulin High Sierra camp, got some shots, did some speaking parts. It was just some beautiful light coming through, and of course these cool old stone buildings that have been there for who knows how long just made the setting so peaceful, so beautiful, and kind of gave you a sense of sense of not being lost in the middle of the wilderness, but you actually have kind of a base camp there from which you can hike around the area. You probably do a lot of technical climbing in that area, but really loved it, and never saw any bears. The ranger also mentioned we would probably get a visit from a bear, but never saw any bears. And unfortunately, you have to carry a bear can into the Yosemite backcountry. It's required. So we didn't see a bear, which would have been fun, but no big deal. Still had an amazing time just hiking around this area, and you'll see some of the shots. There's a beautiful waterfall right by the camp. We sat by the creek to make breakfast and to filter our water, and then decided to pack it up and start hiking.
About to do 6 miles out. It's going to be a tough one. Our shoulders are just killing right now. So we're going to sit and rest for a minute and then start to hike up the rocks. But this is amazing.
Did have an awesome trip. Despite carrying 60 pounds, my back is still, I still feel a little bit of pain in my back even a week later, and shoulders are definitely still achy. I definitely need a massage, but we did have an awesome trip. It was one of those trips where it was the real adventure. It was really hard, very strenuous. We carried our gear in, we got the shots, and we got out and had a lot of fun. And of course, stopped for a burger and a beer outside the park. But yeah, really loved the trip. Hope you guys enjoy the short film. You'll see a link to that. We're hoping to get back to Yosemite more in the next, maybe even this winter, but probably in the spring and summer next year.
Taking a break at about, probably not even a mile from the Glen Aulin High Sierra camp. We're really freaking tired and our shoulders are killing. I know I keep saying that, but it's bad. So, hope we don't die. If you never see this video, we're dead.
Dare you.
We just came up the steepest part of the return hike, and the trailhead to Tuolumne Meadows says 4.5 miles, so we still have 4.5 miles. Thankfully, that was the steepest incline, so now it's a pretty gradual, slight uphill, but I think over the course of those 4.5 miles, we may gain 100 feet max. But this is just... Adam and I were talking on the way up, is this even worth coming out here? But at times you wonder, because I'm in pain. But man, these views, the water, the sun, it's just breathtaking. I mean, there's few places on earth quite like Yosemite, and that's really not an exaggeration. I think anyone from out of the United States who would come here would probably say the same thing. There are few places on earth like Yosemite, and this is, I mean, every single bend in the trail is just a new sight to see. And yeah, been really cool just running into some people on the trail and saying hey. But yeah, we're gonna wrap up our 4.5 miles. There's a lot of really beautiful, we showed you some of that stuff coming in already, but there's a lot of beautiful spots we'll try and stop and capture. We just got back. No, I don't think so. Just got back from the realest adventure I've ever experienced.
Got a butt kicked.
Just, yeah, 6.2 miles in High Sierra, backcountry of Yosemite. We left the campground, the High Sierra camp, at 11 a.m. and we just started the car at 4:54 p.m. So 6 hours. We'll find out if it was worth it or not in post-production.
Yeah.
But for now, we're gonna get a cheeseburger.
Yes.
But as always, thanks for watching. See you next time.